TPCSI fans, you want to revolutionize your sports investing habits? Allow me to tell you about WagerWire. WagerWire is an app that helps you become a superior bettor by allowing you to sync all your sports books and track all your bets in one place. See your current action, your betting history, and stats. You could also sign up for sports books and collect bonus offers. Follow them at WagerWire on X, as it's the best account on the platform. Head to App Store or Play Store now and search WagerWire and download the app.
Excuse me, Mr. DJ.
Hey, check this out. We got a great show coming your way.
From the ECSI Sports Studios, the #1 sports information program in America, the Breakfast Bankroll, with your host, the sports broker, Jeff Dawson.
Good morning, sports fans from all around the globe. I am the host, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, and this is the Breakfast Bankroll for Thursday, June 6, 2024. Our weekly trip over the Sagamore Bridge, down Route 3 to I-93 to Julian Edlow from DraftKings, DK Sportsbook, one of our favorite segments of the week where we get to talk local sports, and then, as I like to say, through the eyes of the DK Sportsbook and Julian as we talk the national market. Shout out to our proud sponsor and partnership, WagerWire. If you haven't downloaded the app, please hurry on over to Google Play, download it. It's free. Some good stuff there, and especially for the Massachusetts guys, take a look at the app, scroll down, take a look at all the sports books that are available for you in the state of Massachusetts. Download them, take advantage of the match play, the promos, which Julian will be talking about, and start to window shop. That's what we're here for, is to create an edge, some value. And why pay minus 128 on the Red Sox tonight when you can get them at minus 109 right down the road, and you don't even have to leave the couch. So Travis, Zach, the rest of that team and family, myself, will take good care of you. So without further ado, let's bring in the real star of this show, the one and only Mr. Julian Edlow.
How we doing, Jeff?
You know, I was doing better when I was counting sheep at around 3:34 in the morning. Coffee tasted great. And then the Woj bombshell. And I know we're here to talk Celtics, where I am right now. HURLEY, Lakers, and where there's smoke, there's fire. He's been their #1 choice. I could literally talk for hours, you and I, about this. And at this point, what I need to ask you is, what is your thoughts here on the initial news, HURLEY and the Lakers?
Yeah, really weird story, I would say. #1, because it seems like LeBron had handpicked JJ Redick already as the next coach of the Lakers. So my immediate reaction is, if it's any name but JJ Redick, does that mean LeBron's leaving? #2, HURLEY just seems like the classic college coach. I don't think his methods are going to work the same way in the NBA as they would in college. But apparently we're hearing all these reports that HURLEY's, had ambitions of coaching in the NBA. And if that's what you want, then you're not really going to get a better opportunity than the Lakers for, like, whatever, call it $15 million a year. So those were my reactions. It just doesn't make sense. I think JJ Redick's a lot better choice, unless LeBron's out of LA. So if Hurley's hired, LeBron out would be my immediate impact. And then the college betting impact of it, the trickle-down effect. I am sitting very pleased with a Kansas 14-1 and Alabama 22-1 tickets for next year. I thought about UConn, but I was like, let's see. If Hurley leaves, a 30-day transfer window opens up for that entire UConn roster. And while I'm sure they bring someone good in, a lot of those guys are going to leave, and that college betting landscape is going to open back up when we thought it was finally kind of close to sealed. So that would be interesting. But if you made me bet it, yes, no, Dan Hurley, Lakers head coach next year, I would bet no.
And I have so many reservations here, and I'll just make this as brief so we can get into the Celtics in Dallas. Obviously, we know he's an East guy from growing up with his dad in New Jersey. His wife, they had opportunities before. He nixed it. They stayed back East. He has not just built a program, he is building a legacy here in UConn, a three-peat that only John Wooden has done. And he's just building these programs, and it's like not rebuilding, it's reloading, and he's putting these pieces together. This year, 3 guys going to the draft. Here's the big question. Caravan was one of the last guys to declare if he's coming back or not. And I know it's just one player, but you just didn't wake up this morning and say, hey, by the way, there's a potential I'm going to the Lakers here. He'd be doing Caravan real dirty, right? Because he would not be able to go back to the draft, would he, with this coaching change?
No. So, yeah, those are the impacts that, are left with decisions like this. Maybe he did, maybe this did come up in the last few days, because you got Saturday night at the UFC event in New Jersey. Hurley's on camera doing the 1, 2, 3. Like, I think you're just giving a wave if you're considering taking the Lakers job. So I think this could be pretty fresh. And it's Shams versus Woj. We've had several of these lately. Both guys have kind of taken their losses. Both guys have been really wrong. I would be surprised if it's not JJ Redick. It seems like a weird story, but I kind of do believe that this has come up in the last 3-4 days. Otherwise, things like Hurley kind of promoting UConn on camera and having Caravan pull his name from the draft, I don't think those are things he would have done if he was saying, hey, by the way, just be careful, I might leave for LA.
And you and I have talked for years now of Brad Stevens. When Brad came to the NBA, he did wonders for the Celtics. Wick gives him the extension. Then the players kind of tuned him out, and Wick says, we need a change here. And so what did Wick do? He goes, Brad, you're coming upstairs. I got you locked up here for another 4 or 5 years, and I don't want to see you head coaching anywhere else. So when a job opened up, Jeff Dawson here, Brad's going there, Brad's going there. The same thing for Hurley here is, if they offered him a 7 for 105, 15 per, UConn doesn't have that kind of funding to match something like that, first and foremost. Second of all, after 3 or 4 years of this experiment, every year there's a big opening. The first name out of the hat now is going to be Dan Hurley. And lastly, I love what you said. If they bring in Dan Hurley, I don't think LeBron and AD are sitting here like for this project here. Could they draft Bronny and at least keep LeBron happy and maybe move AD and try to regain some assets? Or do they just pull the plug and say, all right, LeBron, you're going to Phoenix, they're going to draft Bronny, AD, just get assets? Because as you said, the JJ to the Lakers was a signed, sealed, delivered. He's doing podcasts with LeBron, yada, yada, yada. And this is my way of also the Lakers saying, hey, JJ, if this doesn't happen, you weren't our first choice. So let's pump the brakes here like you're already Pat Riley here.
Well, it sounds like from Woj's reporting that a Hurley hire would be for Anthony Davis.
Okay.
And that would keep him around. So there's that. Anthony Davis, at least a little younger, to potentially build around. I just don't see it. Like I don't see, Hurley obviously has his reputation for his temper. Like, what is Hurley going to like dig into LeBron for effort on defense in a Wednesday night in January in, Atlanta? Like, I just don't see the match. So it would be a really weird hire for me if it actually happens.
All right. Well, 10 minutes in, and we haven't talked what's really happening tonight. NBA Finals, high above courtside. Celtics, Mavs, game 1. The schedule is so crazy. Thursday, Celtics haven't played in forever, it seems. But we got a game on Thursday and then Sunday, and then I think not again till Wednesday. Celtics minus 220, 225, wherever you're shopping. Can get the Mavs plus 190-ish. MVPs, Tatum the favorite, Jaylen Brown. Then, of course, on the other side, Luka and Kyrie. I've already seen some of your friends and colleagues with what I call the Julian Edlow special. Celtics win game 1 and the series. It's here, Jules. Give us your thoughts.
Yeah, everyone's on Dallas. Can't bet against Doncic and Irving as underdogs. That's what the betting splits suggest. I'll have ours later today, but series bets are in like the 80-20 range for Dallas. So I'll go about the discounted ways of getting the Celtics. I think the most, the perception that's the most off is that you have to bet Dallas because Dallas has gotten through such a tougher path. That's true, but that also doesn't matter when handicapping this series. That's like, I don't know. You look at you're betting a football game, and a team is off 3 wins in a row over the Chiefs, the Eagles, and the Cowboys, and you're betting another team that's off 3 wins in a row against the Patriots, the Panthers, and the Falcons. And it's like, well, this other team just beat them, so we got to bet them. Well, no, you don't. You just beat who was in front of you, and did so going 12-2. So, again, like, I don't think that the Celtics are catching a lot of heat. Like, their slip-ups piss us all off as much as anybody if you're a Celtics fan or a Celtics bettor. Like, you shouldn't be losing by double digits at home to the Heat and the Cavs, but they also... They can't be expected to win every game. In hindsight, 12-2 is pretty good, and they found a way through it. They won their clutch time games. So the more I think about it, and the more everybody's going towards Dallas because they have the best player in the series, and the Celtics aren't tough enough, and the Celtics haven't beaten anyone good enough. They've been waiting for this moment for a couple years now, and I think they're familiar with what they need to take advantage of. So I think they're going to be ready. They've had at least 6 days off between game 1s in every series this postseason. It's been 7 games, 7 days, 6 days, 6 days, 10 days in terms of leading up to game 1s. And they've won all 3. They've gone over their first half team total in all 3 in terms of coming out ready to play. And shaking that rust off. So I like them tonight. I'll play them on the first half full game double result. I'll play them on the game 1 series double result. And I also think they're gonna win this in 5 or 6. So at plus money, I did lay the 1.5 on the series line.
The big question mark, at least for Celtic fans and backers, is Kristaps Porzingis, who did play obviously for Dallas. It's kind of funny that the Kyrie comes back to Boston, and then of course Porzingis now facing the Mavs. He hasn't played in over a month. He says he will play. His interviews almost like coy and constructed, where he was like, didn't know how to answer. I mean, he would be a great actor if he gets out there and gives us 22, 24 minutes and he looks like the Porzingis that we knew from the regular season. Initial thought, I mean, I know it's a sit and wait. Let's see what he looks like. What are you expecting from Porzingis, especially tonight and the second game in Boston?
Yeah, I think he's going to be in pretty decent shape. For everything the Celtics have done this week in practice, he's participated in. They've been off for 10 days, so they have been ramping up, doing, real 5-on-5, game-like scrimmages. You have to when you have this type of layover, and Porzingis has been participating. So he got the extra rest that they wanted him to get. I've been saying June 6th all along, and here we are. It's June 6th. He's going to play. I expect him to be better than most people do, to be honest. I'm higher on Porzingis returning than most people are. I think there's no reason he can't give 24 to 28 minutes. I think that's reasonable. Call it 24. You split the minutes with Horford, and Horford can split the minutes. I know he's coming off a lot of work, but he's had a million days off. The series is spread out where you don't play again until Sunday. Then you don't play again until Wednesday. Like, Horford can give them whatever he needs to give them to spell Porzingis. But I bought on Porzingis in some fashion. I played him over 3.5 first quarter points. When Porzingis plays, the 61 games he's played this season, he is the Celtics' leading first quarter scorer. 6.9 points per game in 9.5 minutes. So, and against Dallas, he matches up really well. He pulls Lively and Gafford away from the rim. The one game he played against Dallas, he had 13 points in the first quarter. He made 3 threes. So I don't think he's going to play the 9.5 minutes that he averages, but let's say 6, 7, and we're getting a 50% discount on his first quarter point prop. I think he'll come out fresh. I don't think there's going to be rust. I think it's going to be more tired towards the end of the game and preventing him from going. I think he'll be tired if he tried to force him 30, 35 minutes. I don't think he's going to come out and just not be able to move. I think he's going to come out and space the floor and hit some shots. So I'm backing Porzingis actually early in this game when a lot of people seem more worried about him than I am. And hopefully I'm right. I don't want to see, we remember Kevin Durant rushing back from the same injury. Giannis had it. KD's rush back resulted in the Achilles tear in that first game. I don't think this is that. I think he's had a lot of time, and I think he's going to be ready.
Missoula versus Kidd. Any worries there? I know Missoula. We're here crushing Missoula because anyone can roll out the ball and coach these guys. And the fact of the matter is, again, 12-2 postseason in the East to get to these finals. We know what Jason Kidd did on the floor. It's kind of resurrected this team. Not many as a 5 seed expected them there. Is there any coaching edges here, or is this just a straight up even? That neither one of them you're worried about out coaching the other.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about the coaching matchup. This isn't, Spoelstra and Joe Mazzulla. I think Jason Kidd is fine. I think Jason Kidd is more, he's not a Spoelstra type of coach. He's more of I have the respect of the players. Guys like Kyrie are going to listen to me. And, the message I'm trying to send in the huddle. So it's more, a Doc Rivers style players coach type with Jason Kidd, whereas Missoula is probably going to do some things that look pretty smart and work, and he's probably going to do other things that are just getting a little too cute, like fouling up 6 in game 1 against Indy. Now they can't hit a 3 to make it a 1-possession game. It can only get to 4. Well, they missed the second free throw, got an offensive rebound, got back to the line, and it wound up a 3-point play. So sometimes you can outthink yourself with some of this cute stuff that Missoula does. Some of it also, winds up being smart. So I think Missoula will have some more highs and lows than Kidd in terms of what he's trying to do with analytics. Kidd will just be more, message to the players. And in the end, I think it's probably pretty close to a wash.
Monday morning, the headlines read, what? Celtics up 2-0, 1-1, heading back to Dallas. What's your gut think? You think they hold serve at home court and win both at home?
I like them more tonight. I think game 1 is the going to be one of the better spots for them in a home game because these are both two really good road teams. Dallas has been awesome on the road. I do like Boston in this spot. I think if Dallas steals one on the road, it is game 2. I don't know if I'll, back that because my fingerprints are all over the Celtics. But like, if Porzingis looks good and the Celtics win tonight by double digits, you're probably looking at 7.5 for game 2 with Dallas coming off a loss. I think Dallas with the points would be a pretty good game 2 play if that is the scenario. And then the Celtics are 43-6 at home. I think the number is. So like, again, like we have this narrative of how they've fallen apart at home over the last 2 postseasons. And then that kind of came back to fruition with the Miami and Cleveland losses. They might have just lost focus and like knowing like there's no way we're going to lose this series, even without Porzingis. The Celtics might be better at home than people are giving them credit for. We'll find out. Celtics are also the best road team in the NBA. Those are going to be like pick 'em type of games in Dallas. I think the Celtics on the road are going to be very good bets. Dallas is not necessarily a great home team by any means either. I think we're going to see some pretty good road performances in this series. Hopefully not tonight, but it wouldn't surprise me to see this 3-1 after, if you want to bet a really interesting result, like wouldn't surprise me to see this 3-1 after 4 games. Boston, Dallas, Boston, Boston.
I like where your eyes are here. Yesterday, listening to the locals at 98.5, Felger, Mavs, and a few others, Drake May, Patriots, is now number 2 on the depth chart. Now, is that more Bailey Zappi's ineffectiveness? Is this because they like what they're seeing? Is this going to be a rush like what happened to Mac Jones? And next thing you know, we're seeing Drake May as the starting QB. Game 1 at Cincinnati, 9-point underdogs as we speak. Thoughts on what's going on in Patriots camp, Jules?
I think this is a whole bunch of nothing. That's just, turning into a topic. It probably speaks to your first point see, I can't even remember his name. He's not good. Bailey Zappi. It speaks to Bailey Zappi not being good. Drake May is the 3rd overall pick. Why make him 3rd on the depth chart? Let's at least get him ready, get him some reps with some better guys. And Brissett's going to be the starter. And the Patriots have said as much. Brissett is the starter. That's the difference, I guess, between this and the Cam Newton, Mac Jones situation. I would be pretty stunned if Jacoby Brissett's not the week 1 starter. Drake May needs more time. So again, I don't think it's much. I think Drake May should be the backup because Bailey Zappi can't really play. And Jacoby Brissett will be the starter, and that's that.
Not a lot in Patriots camp other than the Drake May situation going on, but I do know DraftKings and some other sports books across the country, the over-unders have been put out. The games for the next 18 weeks have been put out. Patriots, the favorite to get the number 1 pick again next year. Taking a look through the landscape in the NFL, Jules, do you have anything in pocket yet? You're still just doing your homework or anything that you're seeing might be an appetizer for everyone watching and listening?
I haven't bet too much NFL. I'm looking for juiced overs on teams that I like unders on to move up. So, for example, the Bears are a very juiced 8.5 to the over. Patriots, a very juiced over 4.5. If those are 9 and 5, I'm betting under. I don't see the Patriots getting to 6. I don't see the Bears getting to 10. And I think the Bears will get there once Hard Knocks starts and the hype comes and everybody goes, I like this. I'm going to bet the over. It's going to go to 9. I'm going to go under. So I have those on my radar. A season long that I bet an over. I bet Jaden Daniels rushing over. It's 500 yards on DK. He's gone over that in college the last 3 years, including a season with Arizona State in 12 games. He more than doubled this in 12 games with LSU last year. I just think when things break down for him, he's going to rely on his speed and his running, and it's that simple. So if like one thing translates for these kids coming in, he's going to be able to run. And he's not going to be able to pass as well, which I think means he's going to lean on the running more. So unless he gets hurt, I did bet a season-long player prop on Jaden Daniels over 500.5 rushing yards.
Let's stay in football. Let's go to college. Same thing I can be said about college. 12 teams make the big dance this year. Georgia, Ohio State, the two prohibitive favorites I was going to say cut down the nets to hoist the trophy. Schedule already out where these games are being played and what days and in December and January. Thoughts on the landscape and as your eyes go through the colleges, overrunners. I know Utah has been last year and the year before we were Washington people, but also Utah has been a big name for you. What are you seeing in the landscape and in the numbers through the DK Sportsbook in the college ranks?
Yeah, Utah is a team that I'm on. I got the over 9.5 early. I have them at a good plus number to win the Big 12. I do like them. I would say a team that I'm going against, you can bet yes, no to make the college football playoff on DraftKings. I'm going to go with the no on Michigan. You lose Harbaugh, you lose a lot of pieces. That's more of a rebuild than people want to admit, and the conference gets a lot tougher. Obviously growing, you bring in an Oregon. They're pretty strongly juiced. They're like minus 200 to go under 9.5 wins. There's some 9 flats out there. Is that 9-3 Michigan? Are they going to get in? What if it's 8-4? Then they're out. I don't think Michigan's going to be that great this year, and I have no problem going against them. That's one thing I'm looking at in the futures market.
Got a couple seconds as we're wrapping up. It's the NBA Finals tonight. Saturday, the NHL Stanley Cup begins with Mr. McDavid versus the Panthers, and then Sunday Game 2 for the Celtics. Anything in the NHL? You got any stake in the game, or are you just going to just sit and wait, or we're just going to focus on the Celtics?
I like the Panthers. If I bet it, I would bet them for the series, whatever they are, like minus 130 range. That seemed to take some money off the open. I like the angle just in sports. If they were there last year, got creamed, now they're back. Whereas Edmonton's in more of a learning situation. I know that people will be drawn to them with McDavid, but I would, no in-depth analysis here really, but I'm going Panthers if you want me to bet some hockey.
Scroll has been going the whole time, Julian. Obviously, they can find you at Julian Edlow DraftKings, DK Sportsbook, The Sweat on VSiN Live, DK Network. The list is endless, but this is the time to shine here as we want you to tell the world why to download the app and what you guys got cooking over here for the NBA, NHL, and whatever else you might have for promos, parlay, whatever.
Yeah, usual sign-up bonuses. We got the $150 in bonus bets going on right now. If you're a new customer, you can get up to $1,000 bonus bet if your first bet loses. So that's always one to take advantage of if you don't have DraftKings Sportsbook yet. And then there'll be daily boosts and promos for the Stanley Cup and the NBA Finals. Let me see if we have one for tonight, but there'll be plenty of promos going on for those. No sweat, same game parlay for NBA. So bet a same game parlay for NBA and get that amount back in a bonus bet if it loses.
Celtics win the title, and who is the MVP, Jules?
Jason Tatum. I think it'll shift back to Tatum, and I don't think that it means Brown won't have a really good series. I think he will, and I think Brown will have a chance to win MVP if he is anywhere near Tatum offensively, and he winds up being a guy that spends more time guarding Doncic or something like that. But I think Tatum's ready for the moment. I do. There's a narrative, building going against him, And he's still 26. Like, when do guys get over the hump? It's right around now. And he has as much experience as anyone pretty much ever has had at this age under his belt, like Kobe type of experience, I guess, without the championships for this age. So Luka's gonna be tough. Kyrie's obviously got the experience, and Luka, just given where he comes from, playing those international Euro Cup, or I don't even know what they were, but those type of championship games with, chants and like people waving like flaming flags in the crowd, whatever it is. It's like a pit of death. Like these guys are going to be ready. I'm not saying Dallas is going to lay down at all, but I think the Celtics are ready to kind of take it. And there's I just like that there's narratives going against them. People are betting the Mavericks. The analysis is that because the Mavericks beat better teams and the Celtics didn't beat as good a teams, that favors Dallas. I think the Celtics are going to surprise some people and be very ready to seize this.
Lastly, where can they find all your work and what's your weekend schedule on TV, brother?
You see Twitter below. You can follow all those million handles, particularly mine at Julian Edlow. And we'll have 2 shows this weekend as usual, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. The Sweat. It's on DraftKings Network and VSiN.
Jules, enjoy the game tonight. Hope to catch up with you later tonight. Tell the boys we said hello and enjoy yourself. Have some fun, and we'll catch up next week.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, Jeff.
Take care, Jules. The one and only Julian Edlow from, as he said, a million handles at Julian Edlow, at DraftKings, at DK Sportsbook, The Sweat, VSiN Live, DK Network. 1 o'clock. Sean Alvarez from Wager Talk, Smooth Turn 2, breaking down the Belmont, the final leg of the Triple Crown. Going to be a great race here back east here at the Belmont. So excited for that. Around 4:30, 4:45, Riley and most likely myself will be here for the closing bells, though I could be tiptoeing high above courtside. Game 1, Celtics, Mavs. So stay tuned. As always, like to give a big shout out to Noah Frank, doing amazing work here. As Karen Carpenter once sang, we've only just begun. So see you guys in a couple hours, back for the Belmont and the Triple Crown.